Oh, yeah. Let me ask you guys a question. Do you like movies? But more importantly, do you like people talking about movies? Because I can't find anyone talking about movies. In fact, you could say that I've been looking for something very hard to find, something I can't define. Wait a minute, I think I just defined it, because I'm looking for a podcast. Looking for a podcast. Podcast. I'm looking for a podcast. A podcast about movies. And Steven Seagal. And Scott Adkins. And Ving Rhames too. Who knows? Maybe a movie about aliens too. I don't know. Start the show.
For over 400 years, they've developed their own mysterious traditions. For over 400 years, they've had a strict code of honor and unparalleled standards of respect. For over 400 years, they have terrorized the streets of Japan. Now, they want to control the city of Los Angeles. Determined to leave their mark in blood. Dolph Lundgren and Brandon Lee are ready for a showdown in Little Tokyo. They're two LA cops who are hungry for a little takeout. Dolph Lundgren, Brandon Lee. Showdown in Little Tokyo.
And we're loose. Welcome to Movie the Podcast. That's right, Movie the Podcast.
Yes.
All four of us are here, but only three of us watch the movie, so this will be fun.
Yeah, you do the math.
This week, we watched Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Yeah. And
fun fact, it's rad.
It's fucking incredible.
It's a tight 73 minutes of just balls to the wall, ass out action.
73 minutes, but 5 of those minutes were opening credits.
No, I already deducted that.
Oh, you deducted that?
Yeah, that's actually just of actual things happening.
It's amazing.
73 minutes.
Yeah.
We almost watched it twice.
Yeah.
A movie so nice, we watched it twice.
I mean, we still could. Put this on pause.
Put this on pause.
Put this on pause.
Wait,
put the movie on again.
Put this on pause.
You can pause the
We
recording, can't you?
Should we do that?
No.
Why don't we know what we do? We can just watch it again and just have Alec talk over it.
Oh, yeah, that sounds like a blast. Anyway.
You rate the synopsis. It'll be fun. Here we go.
So hi, everybody.
It's also Star Wars Day.
Yeah, we're all going...
2016.
We're all going to see Rogue One after this.
Rogue Notes?
Rogue Notes.
Or Rouge One, as everybody apparently thinks it's called.
Excuse me?
Everybody keeps writing Rouge instead of Rogue.
Oh.
Spinning jokes for your ass.
Did you guys watch anything?
I did.
Ooh.
Alec.
I watched.
Swerve. Gogs, what did you watch?
That's a mean
Gogs got
swerve.
swerved.
What did you watch,
Oh,
Gogs?
I watched. I also watched National Lampoon's Christmas
I
Vacation,
crack myself up sometimes.
which is still excellent. And let me tell you what.
Didn't you watch it last
No,
week?
Alec watched
I
it
did.
last week. The other one.
Oh.
The
I just remember we had a discussion about the best one.
so I'm not gonna go into it. It's still
That is the best one.
yeah.
That is by far the best one.
I still think
Maybe
it's
not by
becomes a
far.
loop.
Yeah, I don't know not by far, but probably not necessarily the best one, or maybe it is, but tightly.
Which is the one where Beverly D'Angelo shows off her cans?
Every other one
Ah.
Except for Christmas.
except for Christmas. That's PG-13. I will say this: I think the average Langenkamp score of the ladies of that cast is probably somewhere at least in the mid twos to threes.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus does a lot for me.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus, the chick that was at the mall showing off the panty lines.
Oh, yeah.
I got a thing for Beverly D'Angelo.
Yeah.
I got a white trash thing for Juliette Lewis.
I've got a regular thing for both of them, although
Beverly D'Angelo. More like Beverly
she hit one of
D'Angelo.
those Kathleen Turner singularity walls.
Yeah.
Now they both look like Mickey Rourke.
Yeah, she hit that uncanny valley
Is she
pretty
like
hard.
the mother of Al Pacino's child or something?
Sure. Aren't
Doors?
we all?
I think.
Takes a village.
But it's like that cast is eminently smashable.
It's weird. I've never
Put that as their tagline.
I've never thought of that movie that way.
It's not framed for you to think of it that
Yeah.
way,
No,
I guess.
but like
Is this the
Doris
kind?
Roberts?
you know what? Even in her grandma's boy days, and what's it in the woman that played Clark's mom back in the day? She was quite a looker. Diane Ladd.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eminently smashable.
this the kind of perspective-
She related to Matter Eater Lad.
Wow, Legion of
dude,
Superhero
Jesus.
joke. Good God.
God doesn't even
I
get it.
just stare at the audience and hope that one of the judges awards it to him.
I think that DC's had to do this twice where they had a character name that a movie came out later and they changed the character name even though they own the rights to it. 'Cause
What's the?
Karate Kid from Legion of
Oh, yeah.
Superheroes. And Deathstroke the Terminator predates the Terminator movie,
But they
dropped
changed
it.
By
it.
a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just to interrupt everything immediately, so talking DC. So I love Christmas Vacation. What does it say about DC that their most prominent vehicles right now for movies
Gotta
are a
drain the
Lego
swamp.
movie?
Drain the Swamp.
That's their
DC,
next one?
Drain the Swamp.
What, the Batman Lego movie?
Yeah, like that's like
That
the
looks-
best property they've got going
looks
on
awesome.
right now. Exactly, but like that's the best thing they got going on.
Because they hired a bunch of fucking
Yeah.
dildos to make that movie.
So did you? I guess.
So now they're doing a fucking spin-off, like a Harley Quinn.
Thank you for bringing
Harley
that up,
Quinn
Sean.
and the Maidens or whatever.
Yeah, did you hear
Oh,
about
the
that?
Gotham
No.
City Sirens.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's what it's called. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Gotham City. They're
sounds
making.
like, sounds like the
Sounds like a roller derby. Team.
They're making.
like what was that Christina Applegate band?
What the fuck are
Come
you
get
talking
The
about?
Pussycat Theater.
Pussycat Dolls?
That's it.
The fuck does that have to do with Christina Applegate?
Yeah.
That's like what those Gotham sirens sound like to me. Like they do.
What is that
lady group?
Okay.
But what does that have to do with
What does that
her?
have to do with
He's
Christina
saying that
Applegate?
Someone
the
said it
Gotham
earlier.
Siren. Let me. I'll try to parse out.
Suss me out.
Are you gonna solo his Chewbacca?
Gogs is saying that
The rocket to his Groot.
Gogs is trying to say that the term Gotham City Sirens reminds him
Sirens.
It reminds him of that girl group, the Pussycat Dolls. Is that what you were
Which has
trying to say?
Exactly what to do with Christina
She
Applegate.
was
Yeah,
the
what
lead
is-
singer of it for a brief period of time.
Oh, thank you for
Okay.
explaining the reference that I asked 6 times.
So anyway, getting back to that. So yeah, they are.
One of those horns. Like
David
harpoon
Ayer.
works.
David Ayer is going to direct this because he did such a good job with.
Stacy!
No one has more respect for women than me, David Ayer.
He did such a good job with
on your
Suicide
booty
Squad.
shorts,
Like
right.
why?
Fuck Marvel in the mouth, oh!
And it's funny too because as soon as I
need to see your pussy!
As soon as I saw that announcement for this Gotham City Sirens movie, the next article I saw was a think piece about should a woman direct Gotham City Sirens?
Wow.
It's like who gives a fuck?
Stacy, dust off that labia and get me every lady in Hollywood!
It's going to be like every other Warner Brothers movie. It's just going to be directed by a committee of people.
They're gonna make a
bunch of
movie and then
suits.
go back and...
So I don't know if this is confirmed, but they said that I read that
I'm pretty sure when they tell you it's positive, that's confirmed.
no, that Zack Snyder's not going to direct Man of Steel 2 or Justice League 2.
Man of Steel 3.
Zachary Quinto.
Is it? No.
Wasn't Dawn of Justice was the sequel?
That's technically not, because they're making, what is it, The Man of Tomorrow is technically the sequel to Man of Steel.
Right, but it's not Man of Steel 3, because
It would...
I thought
theoretically,
Dawn of
if you
Justice
count
was
Batman
supposed to be...
Superman as a Superman movie,
I thought
then
that
it
was
would
supposed to
the
be...
third.
Is
I
it?
thought that was supposed to be the sequel to Man of
That's
Steel.
the way I understand
And
it.
then they slowly,
Because it picks up at the end of Man of Steel.
and they slowly morphed it into...
Well, the less said about that movie, the better.
yeah, fair enough.
Too late.
Which one?
Regardless,
All of the
he
above.
won't be back for Justice League 2 or the sequel, the eventual Superman
The
sequel.
Just Us League.
What's he going to be too busy, like, lighting money on fire with other money?
Probably. I don't know. Anyway, getting back, what else did you watch, guys?
I watched a really weird 2015 Brian Posehn vehicle by the name of Uncle Nick.
I watched that
Brian
too.
Did you?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
The comedian,
The
bro?
Brian Posehn. Yeah. So
fucking
it's weird. It's a
as
sort of,
shit.
it's like a dark. I guess it's going for dark
Where'd
comedy.
you see this?
It's on Netflix.
Neckfix.
Okay.
It's going for dark comedy, and the whole movie is about Brian Posehn's character going to his brother's house for Christmas. His brother is like the trophy husband of some rich lady who left her husband to marry his brother, and he's trying to fuck his brother's stepdaughter.
What? Yeah.
But he's basically getting drunk throughout this entire Christmas event, and it's running parallel to a story about the 10-cent beer game for the Cleveland Indians, which he is recounting and then drawing parallels about how it's getting more and more out of control, people are getting drunker, and decisions from yada, yada, yada. It's a very strange movie.
What's it called again?
Uncle Nick, which is his...
Did he write it?
I don't think he wrote it, because I looked that up.
Is it like oppressively indie?
It's very indie, but it's not like... You know how Brian Posehn's got kind of like that I don't give a shit, weird, goofy, stoner kind of somewhere on the spectrum kind of vibe to him.
That's a very popular expression on this show.
Like it's just weird.
Did you enjoy it?
I watched the whole thing.
I enjoyed it.
Did you like it, Alan?
I liked it a lot. It's
So what you're saying is Gogs is an indecisive twat.
wow. I think it's pronounced twat.
Your
but
word.
My words?
Twat.
I did say that earlier, but that wasn't about this movie.
He does all that labor. That's nice.
I
I listen to too much
Get a Swiffer.
British podcasts that I start saying bin and twat and stuff like
Please
that.
don't say bin.
There's a
We're rubbish.
there's a subplot in the movie that I found fantastic.
Already bored.
Which one?
I didn't ask. I didn't ask for your opinion yet.
Is it the plowing the stepdaughter subplot?
I mean, that's a great subplot. That subplot's fantastic.
Is anyone else of note in it?
Scott Adsit? Not Scott Adkins. Scott Adsit.
The guy from 30 Rock?
Yeah.
He's in it. I forget the woman's
chick
name.
she was
in
Dodgeball.
Galaxy Quest.
The chick from 30 Rock?
No.
She played the alien in Galaxy Quest.
And the Russian in
ended up-
Dodgeball.
Oh, yeah.
I forget her name.
She was
on Mad TV for a
She's
long
funny
time.
in it.
Yeah.
She's funny. There's a subplot where Scott Adsit's character
It's so
has-
close.
every time Sean gets his heart jumps a little bit.
Sean's face got so
I'm like a dog hearing
Scott
like a car
Scott-
go by. Like,
Scott Adkins is in this movie.
Like
Kicks his way through a
You're waiting
scene.
for your deadbeat dad to come pick you up for Christmas.
He has this baseball podcast where he talks about the Indians.
This is such a weird movie.
And he talks about the podcast the
He
whole
talks
time.
about the podcast constantly as like a point, like trying to get people on it and interested in it.
Oh, like we do.
Yeah, pretty much. And I
No,
thought
we
that
do
was
like
pretty.
zero promotion.
Yeah.
I think the best part of the whole movie is...
Is it worth watching?
I'd say it's worth watching.
It's only like an hour.
And it's a Christmas
It's
movie?
short. It's like
only
an hour
15 minutes
Yeah.
long.
It's a Christmas movie. It's set.
I
I
don't
mean,
know,
it's set
the
Christmas.
bar's been set pretty high for 75-minute movies around
If
here.
you like Brian Posehn and the stuff that he's been in,
I like.
you're probably
What
gonna
else
like
has
it.
he been in?
Devil
I mean, you like
Rejects?
his like
The-
style of humor.
Sarah
I
Silverman
see.
show.
Yeah, like you know what he's about.
You
You
see
know
his
what
hog.
he does. That you
What?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do. You can see his
How is it?
donger.
Achievable.
Is it? Okay.
So and like there's, I think the best parts of it are him narrating what happened on the flashbacks for the 10-cent beer game, which turns into like this
The best part of a movie is Brian Posehn narrating a flashback. It sounds like a real barn burner.
all I'm saying is check it out. I don't need to watch it again. I'm just gonna say that
Yeah, it's not something I need to revisit, but I enjoyed it.
it's
for
not gonna
the
make itself into the Christmas
a
roster.
little over an hour that I
It's like
watched. it.
Salo.
Nice.
Wow, that's a reference that two people got.
Deep.
Maybe Gogs got it.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah. Anything else, Gogs?
No, that's it.
Nothing else?
Oh no.
Nothing else you want to talk about?
Oh wait, yes I did. Thank you.
Nothing else you
you,
want to talk
buddy.
about? Yes, I did.
I watched all 4 parts of Hip Hop Evolution on Netflix.
Oh, my buddy Brad was telling me about it. He said it's great.
Fan-fucking-tastic.
So he's kind of disappointed that it ends where it does in 4 episodes.
Yeah, like
Is it a
yeah.
documentary series?
It's a documentary series, and the guy like literally follows from everything starting with like Kool Herc back in like Brooklyn or
Luke Cage.
yeah, it follows Luke Cage. Like the whole thing, like everybody hated the Sugar Hill Gang. I learned
They
that.
stole, yeah.
Like, it's really, really good. The first episode is
Check
like
it out.
an hour. I think all the subsequent episodes are only half an hour
I
pop.
love
But then
music
it ends.
documentaries.
It ends at
They get the gangster
Chronic.
rap?
it ends at gangster rap. It ends with the Chronic, and it doesn't really touch any of the newer shit. But I guess it doesn't
Well, they should
really
have
need
an
to.
episode to go to like net today.
Well, maybe they'll do another season of it.
Yeah.
But it was really,
What's it called
Hip Hop Evolution.
You spend a lot of time on Netflix.
It's really, really, really good. Highly
that a
recommend. I recommend that
detriment?
more than Uncle Nick.
Not at all. All right.
So there you go.
Thank you, guys.
You're welcome. Happy to be a part of it.
I'm just jazzed to be here, man.
I don't know
Sean.
who you are or what you do, but I'm glad you're out there doing it. Go.
Me go?
Yeah, you go.
So I watched Uncle Nick, same thing as Gogs.
Nice.
Dumbass.
What's it about?
So
Yeah, just go through the whole movie.
it's a period piece set in the 1800s about a guy
John
named
Candy
Nick.
movie, Uncle
Buck.
Buck.
Uncle Buck.
That's a good movie.
That's
That is a
classic.
good movie. Did John
Even
Candy
those pancakes are way too big.
did John Candy make a bad movie?
Yeah, several.
Name one.
Canadian bacon.
No!
Oh.
Ooh.
I love Canadian bacon.
Ooh.
I love the movie and the food.
Wagons East.
Yeah.
I like
I
Wagons
don't think I
East
saw
too.
that.
Not a fan of Wagons East.
Okay,
You don't like Canadian bacon?
I didn't.
I'll give you.
I said Wagons East.
No, you vote right now for Canadian bacon.
No, I like Canadian bacon.
They had that whole debate around the campfire about all the movies where the black guy died.
I don't like. I'm not a big fan of Wagons East.
Oh, well, you changed my mind. Now it's awesome.
It's a funny debate. I'm watching that on
I watched a
John
bunch
Candy.
Yikes.
of reaching.
Sorry.
I watched a couple of things that are on Netflix too. I watched Zootopia. That was good.
Yeah, I like
That's
that.
actually movie's pretty funny.
I thought it was very enjoyable.
That's that last like.
Yeah, you hated it's Pixar.
It's the one
You have no
before
sense of
like.
wonder.
Momoa,
I think it's Dream.
right?
I think it's DreamWorks.
Oh, I
it's not
wish it was
Pixar.
Momoa.
No, it's the one that came out.
Moana.
It
Yeah,
came out last summer, right?
It came out like the spring, but yeah, it's on Netflix already.
Yeah.
They have like I guess a partnership with Disney where they're getting exclusive distribution on some of their
Yeah.
stuff.
It's an amazingly relevant racial conversation in that
Yeah,
movie.
it's really good.
It's like
I'm not going to
Selma
say anything
with
else
rabbits.
Yeah.
about it. Yeah, that was actually what it was pitched as initially.
Yeah.
Selma with rabbits.
Well, they just brought in the Selma poster and they threw buck teeth and giant ears on everybody. They're like, thoughts?
I want to in the heat of the night, but with a buffalo.
So Zootopia.
Zootopia?
What's that about? What's the general story? Of
Guys just explained it. Selma with rabbits.
I
you explained
made
it.
that joke. I hadn't seen
It's
the film.
Basically, there's the whole world, like all the animals have become evolved and they all live together in their city, but some of the predators are going savage and attacking.
the predators have stopped
predator
eating
animals.
meat.
Wow. So it's
So they're going savage and
yeah.
attacking the norms.
That
or I
sounds
guess
pretty wacky.
non-predators.
Shouldn't more like instead of a Zootopia, more like a Fruitopia.
Terrible.
I don't even get it. I was like,
It's a good thing
I
Woody
like
Allen
that.
didn't direct.
I like that TJ was laughing before he even got the joke out.
I love it. So anyway, so
Barry Levinson.
so you got like
Then it would be a different kind of Topia.
Here we go.
you got
The zoo.
you got the wolves and shit attacking the other animals.
Yeah. And
Well-
at first, I thought they were going for like a rabies angle. They're going to have to kill all the animals. I was like, geez, dark.
Yeah.
But no, it was good.
But it ends up becoming like a big, like, a sort of like a class or a racial, like, awareness piece because the whole thing, it pits all of the
Yeah, like they
predators
In case
against
you're
the
not
prey.
aware of races.
I'm just saying, it was a heavy subject matter for a kid's movie.
The other thing I watched is also it's a Netflix original called Spectral.
Oh, I almost watched that about the ghost soldiers fighting
Yeah,
ghosts.
that was a movie that's supposed to get released theatrically, and then whoever was distributing it shit canned it, and Netflix bought it.
What's it called? It's called Spectral.
Spectral.
What's it
It's
about?
like a Gears of War movie or something.
Yeah, it's like it's hard to explain, but there's like a military division that is
strictly for Asians because we just saw that.
no.
It was the police.
The ATF.
ATF. Boom, boom, boom! Open the door.
These people in some kind of insurgency. They like a Russian supposed to be.
Right.
They just have a fake country.
Thanks,
Right.
Putin. Because Russia's a fake country.
Never mind. I'm done.
No, please keep telling. I'm sorry.
These soldiers are going in trying to quell the insurgency, and they're just getting killed.
Just murked.
Like,
Right.
and they're fine. They're finding their bodies. There's no trauma or anything on the bodies.
Okay.
So there's these ghost things that are there that are just killing people.
Murking dudes.
Murking dudes
Ghosts
left and
killing soldiers.
right. Yeah.
Interesting.
It was interesting. The movie's not.
Is anybody in it?
There's a couple of people.
No, just a bunch of mops.
Scott Adsit.
Scott,
There's a couple of people I recognize, but I don't even know their
It
names.
sounds cool.
It's an interesting premise. The movie was good. It wasn't great, and it was too long.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was over, and I was like, well, that was good, and then it went on for like another half hour, and I was like, oh, that's not,
That's a problem.
not as
with a lot
good.
of that's a common problem with a lot of movies these days.
And I recommend it for a
Check it
watch.
out. And
How long is it?
It's on Netflix. I think it's like an hour and like 45 minutes. Like it could have
7
been,
hours long.
Yeah, it could have been trimmed down. But I hope Netflix keeps doing that because they did that with The Little Prince, and that movie was great.
I still haven't seen that.
That movie was fantastic. They need to keep
There's some
trolling for these like
Dump
shit can movies.
Yeah.
And
Just buy them on the cheap.
Buy them for dirt cheap and release them on there because
There's some war movie that they produced that looks pretty cool.
Did you guys see the ad? Did you and I? Or no, you and I saw
it's
it.
called Spectral.
The trailer we were watching Monday Night Football for The Wall with John Cena.
Oh, that looks fucking.
It actually looks really good.
The
Wait,
Wall
what?
with John
No.
Cena.
It's an Amazon.
It's from what I gather from the trailer. It's kind of like a phone booth situation. There's a sniper. It's got these two Marines pinned down at this wall, and it's all one location. All takes place like the guys got their comm whatever, and they're talking back and forth, and they're shot. It's like a serious movie. So
And Cena's the lead?
yeah,
See
he's
The Wall?
leader of the
Cena
second-
and the guy who played Quicksilver.
Johnson.
that
Got the
guy's
Godzilla movies.
Godzilla.
Oh, he's terrible.
But it looks fucking intense as
Somebody
shit.
like some real director made it too.
Oh, I'll check that out. And that's a Netflix original?
Was it Fellini?
No, that's
There's an Amazon.
Doug Liman, the guy that directed Live Die
Oh,
Repeat.
he's solid.
Is it actually called Live Die Repeat?
It is now.
They changed the name.
They changed the name.
To match the DVD
It's
box
Live Die
art?
Repeat : Edge of Tomorrow.
They
is
changed the name to
title.
make it better than the first
Edge
name.
of Tomorrow is a terrible title. That's as bad as Dark Angel last week.
Yeah.
Well, the problem was like the fucking DVD box said Live Die Repeat on it.
Mm-hmm.
So now they actually changed it so all those
They
dummies
should have
didn't
called it Killy Billy.
Not only did the
call Whip Around Tommy.
all the advertising said Live Die Repeat.
Yeah.
Like it was, I don't understand.
People trying to buy tickets to Live Die Repeat. Like, we don't got that.
I don't even get the
Fresh out.
What the fuck does Edge of Tomorrow even mean?
Because
I don't know, man. What does anything mean?
Because
Of
the aliens are edgelords
tomorrow.
and they're edging everybody.
They're edging everybody right to tomorrow.
Anything else? Alex?
You'll get jacked tomorrow.
Speaking of edge, I like that. I'm blunt.
Emily Blunt? Oh, yeah.
How many?
2.5.
3.
I'm with Sean.
Too skinny. That's a
3?
I know. 3.5.
Getting higher.
I watched, my internet went down yesterday, so I'm watching...
You watched your internet.
I watched regular Blu-rays last night. I watched Star Trek Beyond.
Aren't you glad you have
and
those
that
Blu-rays
movie's-
now?
Did you go Star Trek Beyond?
Welcome.
For one person, I'm sorry. Madness, the band. Anybody?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. One step beyond.
Yeah.
I just hear tachyon in my head when you say that.
Yes.
Anyway, how did you find it?
Same as the other 2 times I've watched it.
okay.
Very good.
Still excellent.
Did you see it twice in the theater?
Saw it with me once. I think you did. I think we
Yeah, I
think
did
you
see it
it
twice in the theater.
I need to. I still haven't seen it. I need to watch it.
That's typically, I watch something once in the theater if it's good, then I take Gogs with me the second time.
Hello.
It's a real shame that one did so poorly because it seems like everyone likes
His
it.
hands up and down, the best
Yeah.
of the 3 movies.
It's universally beloved.
Everyone has said that.
It's like a real movie.
Yeah.
A
Anything
lot
else?
of heart in that film.
Nope, that's it.
Sean.
I watched a bunch of stuff.
You watched a bunch
Big
of
movie.
butt stuff.
I watched Butt Stuff 6.
Did you see the biggest dick you've ever seen on a man?
Spoiler alert.
Every day. It's like Office Space. Every dick I see is like the biggest dick I've ever seen.
Oh, man.
So I watched Gentlemen Broncos on Alex's suggestion.
Oh yeah.
I've not seen
What'd you
that. Is
think?
it good?
I really liked it a lot.
Yeah, I really like that
Sam
movie.
Rockwell is the tits.
Yeah.
That guy's
Sean
great.
texted me, I'm watching it, it's really good so far, and I was like, you know what, I want to watch it now.
Yeah.
And I couldn't find it.
How did you
It's got Jermaine Clement.
How
right?
did you feel about specifically like the like super eccentric science fiction writer aspect of it? Because at first,
with the names,
Well,
when
what-
he was like telling everybody how to name their characters, I was dying because I actually know people like that guy.
well, it's a thing. Like when I first saw it, I was like, "Well, this is like crazy over the top." And then like the more I like thought about it and read like people online like critiquing stories, and like
Yeah.
like oh my god, this guy is like totally like real.
I love that when he takes over the story, the change they make to Sam Rockwell. What's his name? Jared Hess.
Yeah.
He's a guy that like the audience that likes him really likes him, but everybody else, I don't want to be like, oh, they don't get it, but they're like, I don't understand why people think this is funny.
What else did he
I don't
do?
think there's a lot of happy mediums. Napoleon Dynamite,
Okay.
Nacho Libre.
I really don't like Nacho Libre.
Nacho Libre is not that.
not
great. I haven't
not a
seen
fan.
it. I've only seen it twice.
You own it, don't you?
I do own it, but I bought it to get the Luchador mask so I could go as him for Halloween because I fit
Napoleon
the body
Dynamite's
type.
movie I saw like cold in the theater for no reason. I just
I
kinda
really like
stumbled
that
into
movie.
It and I loved it.
What's that?
Napoleon Dynamite.
Oh, I'm a big fan of that.
I heard a radio commercial, so I was on MTV, and then I was dying from the first scene where it's dragging the action figure down the street.
I really, really like Napoleon Dynamite and Gentlemen Broncos. I think those are two great movies.
And he made that. I watched another movie he made about the religious artifacts.
Yeah,
I forget the name of it.
You talked about it on the show.
I forget the name of it, but that was really funny.
The Da Vinci Code.
Stinky Pete and
Angels
Stinky
and
Trousers.
Demons.
That guy was attached to Captain America.
Really?
Yeah, he was
Real
the first
Bucky
person
Barnes.
attached to it. Yep.
What the fuck? That's crazy. So anyway,
Imagine that, Captain America.
more. What?
I'm fighting the
I wonder if the fact that guy and his wife, who does the movies with him, are Mormons, that informs their kind of weird sense of humor.
Maybe
They're informing Mormons.
it's definitely he's got a definite style. You know what I
That
mean?
scene in the beginning where the girl's like, "Give me a hand massage," and she like squirts like a pound of lotion on her hand and just make all these wet. I mean, it's great. I enjoyed it a lot.
I'm glad you liked it.
I finally watched Blood Simple, which I've had on Blu-ray forever.
So good.
It's a very quiet movie.
Yeah.
That like couple piano bars that are constantly piano bars like the song, not
Not the Moon.
literal piano bar. No, it's not Howl at the Moon.
Thank God.
Right. I'm with you, Ned, or not Ned Beatty, but Emmett Walsh.
Emmett
got
Walsh.
something
So good in it, right?
That kind of like playful malevolence. I don't know. But he's just totally amoral. I think a worse actor would make it kind of like a, what's his face is the Joker. Oh, the guy. What is his name?
Barry Levinson.
Barry Levinson is the Joker.
You mean Jared Leto?
Yeah.
Yeah, you mean he'd make it more like cartoony.
Right.
What did you think of that scene where they broker the murder deal?
Oh,
Isn't that weird with the
Oh,
fly?
the fly. There's another part with the fly too, where he gets stuck. It's just hot and oppressive and just gross. The movie's gross.
Everything's gross.
Yeah. I'm not as like down on Frances McDormand as you were looks wise. I thought she was cute.
I just don't get it. I don't get it at all. And then when you told me that one of the Coens is married to her, I was like, oh.
Well, I don't think they're married prior.
Yeah, but they probably,
The ending scene with Ned Beatty's a tough sit. There's a couple tough sits. I think you mentioned the scene in the cornfield.
Yeah.
Which is pretty brutal.
Oh God, it's that movie though. How good?
Oh yeah. Did yours? Oh, you have the same Blu-ray I did, right? Where it has the guy introduce it. Like we cut out all the boring bits.
Yeah, that was weird. I guess that little bit was like.
Well,
directed...
the director's cut of the movie is actually shorter than the theatrical cut.
Oh, is that right?
By like 3 or 4 minutes.
Oh, I didn't know that.
No, I was a big fan.
Yeah, so the Blu-ray. I don't know if it's in the criteria.
That guy actually has if there's a commentary track with that guy doing fake commentary over it on the Blu-ray.
Yeah, so I don't know if is it on the Criterion too or just the one we have.
I don't know. I assume it's got to be. I don't think they take it away, right?
So there's this weird intro with this guy who's like, I'm the head of the film society.
It's a film astronomy.
Yeah, and he's like,
I'm the president of the United States.
He's like, we decided to it's strange, and he's like behind like an oak. He's in like a library behind like an oak desk, and it's like Sean said. He goes like, we've went through and re-edited the movie and cut out all the boring bits, and it's just like this odd like, what is this? It's like, and I guess that was just for the home release. I don't know. It's odd.
And I guess in the theatrical release, they use the same old song, the Four Top song.
Yeah.
In the first home release, they had to change the song for some reason, so they restored it
Oh,
in this one.
that's interesting.
That song gets used a lot.
Yeah, fucking the Coen brothers are ridiculous. Like that movie is so good.
Yeah, for a first movie, that's incredible. Dan Hedaya is really good. That guy should be in more stuff. I want to see more character actors as kind of leads.
Isn't he dead?
No, he's still
I think
alive.
you tried to kill him last week too.
No, he's still alive.
Well, one week will get it right.
Yeah, it's 2016. I'm sure he'll be dead.
Well, I
by-
think I was listening to
A week left.
I think I can't remember the name of the show, but it's a podcast that just does Criterion Collection
Is it
movies.
called the Criterion Cast?
No, I think that was my idea.
The Stingy and
No, what
Battery
was
show?
we were gonna do a Criterion? Oh, it was the Criterion Collective,
Yeah.
patent pending. But no, they were talking about how like one of the charms of Blood Simple is the fact that since they were first time directors, you can't get like big stars, so you're kind of forced to work with like smaller actors.
Oh, 1,000,000%. No studio's writing a check for a movie with Dan Hedaya and
Right.
Emmett Walsh as the leads.
Right. But it works. Like,
Yeah.
it makes the movie unique and special, and, like, everything about that movie
It's
is...
something I'm going to talk about in one of the movies I saw also this week. It's very Texas-y, and I kind of like that in movies. I think it translates well.
Yeah, and you talk about the hot oppressiveness, and I think I mentioned it when I talked about the movie a couple weeks ago. There is moments that remind you of Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
Yeah, I can see that. Totally.
Yeah. So
great
movie.
I rewatched Seven Psychopaths, but I think we talked about that already.
I haven't seen that movie.
Still
haven't seen it.
It's on
That's
Amazon.
super good.
Yeah.
Colin Farrell's great.
That guy.
No one gives it. Sam Rockwell's amazing in that movie.
That's the In Bruges guy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's made 2 movies. He's got a movie coming out with Frances McDormand where she
Well, he's got more than 2 movies, doesn't he?
I don't think it's a lot.
What's his name?
Martin McDonough.
Martin McDonough. That's it.
Seven Psychopaths.
Martin McDonough. Excuse me.
Fucking Walken's fantastic in that movie.
And he's like, I probably said the same thing, but he's given a very unwalking performance in that movie. It's kind of a quiet, reserved.
I really need to see it. I'm gonna watch it before the next.
I just typed in 7 Walkens, which isn't a thing, but I wish it was.
Oh my god.
Woody Harrelson's great. It's
dude,
it's a very well written, very well directed movie.
Is that Colin Farrell's best movie, or is In Bruges Colin Farrell's
It's
best
in
movie?
Bruges,
The Lobster's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
I haven't seen that yet.
Did you talk about that last week?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's a really good.
Did I, or
movie.
did I just talk to you about it?
I don't remember.
No, you talked about it.
You've talked about it before.
I talked about it on the show. Yeah,
I have not.
No Rachel Weisz bathtub scene, which is unfortunate.
Was she eating anything?
it's a good movie, though.
think so.
It's a very good movie.
The last one I want to talk about, besides 4 Christmases, which I had to watch with Megan.
What is that?
It's a movie about 4 Christmases.
Is it recent?
Reese Witherspoon and
Vince
Vince Vaughn,
Vaughn.
they go to all their
Oh,
parents.
and Joe Favreau's in it.
Yeah.
He's like a UFC
He's like an MMA
fighter.
fighter.
Yeah.
Robert Duvall's the dad. Robert Duvall's good.
I remember seeing the trailer.
Same
for
guy
that.
directed The King of Kong, bafflingly.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Baffling.
King of Kong is the shit.
Real quick, was The Guard? Did anybody see that? Was that any good? That was a Martin McDonough film.
What?
The Guard with
When that come out?
2011 Don Cheadle and that one cat we all like from 28 Days Later and
Cillian Murphy.
Ray Firestone,
no,
Brandon
the guy-
Gleeson.
Dom Hall Gleason.
Yeah, his son is the Emperor's buddy.
Martin McDowell looks like Sting, not the wrestler, the queer singer.
Gordy.
The TV magic queers. The last thing I want to talk about, I finally saw, and continuing on 2016, a bad year for literally everything but movies.
Yeah,
Hell or High Water.
yeah, you're talking about
This is
that.
written by Taylor Sheridan, the guy that wrote Sicario.
Oh,
yeah.
Directed by some Scottish dude who I'm unfamiliar with. It's Ben Foster and his Ben. So
Is Ben Foster assist?
yeah, it's everybody's cast in this movie. It almost feels like they cast them on your knowledge of their prior performances, because Jeff Bridges is playing a Texas Ranger. Literally.
Everything's on their resume, basically.
Yeah, he's like almost stunt casted, as I know we're talking about. He's always playing Rooster Cogburn, but he's literally playing that in this. But that's kind of the role he's supposed to be playing.
okay.
Chris Pine, who I've kind of turned a corner on this year, because I thought he kind of.
Now Gogs is going to be right. He's going to lord that over you forever.
I
now.
don't lord shit over people.
Yes, you do. Oh my god.
Yeah, but he was wrong before these 2 movies came out. I think he might be a tofu
I'm just
guy.
glad you're part of what I'm into now.
Well, he did have a strong performance, I thought, in Smoking Aces, which is a movie that I recognize as not good.
But he's great in
He's
it.
fantastic in that.
That movie.
Him, Kevin
That
Durant.
movie is
and that
good
other
up
cat.
until the
Kevin
end.
Durant.
The ending ruins that whole
Yeah, the
movie.
ending's not good.
Like if that movie
The
had,
movie's not good.
but it'd be
But it's fun.
Yeah.
If with a better ending, it's not terrible.
Right.
With a
It's
better
probably
ending,
serviceable
it's a
fun.
C movie. You know.
Like, you should see this movie.
Chris Pine is really...
What are you?
He's
Lights, camera, Jackson. What kind of comment is that?
That's another 2-person joke.
Oh, sorry.
He's really good, and Ben Foster's playing his alpha dog, Ben Foster.
That's
cranked
the
up
best
another, like,
bit.
3 notches.
And this came out this
Yeah,
year.
Yeah.
How'd you watch it?
I got it on Blu-ray.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
The
like
Alpha
an adult.
Dog / 310 to Yuma Ben
You
Foster
blind
is
bought
the
it?
best.
Yeah.
Look at you.
It was $13 for Blu-ray DVD, and they pissed me off though. Like, talk about fucking first world problems. So I opened it's a combo pack,
Yeah.
and I open it.
Just full of money?
On the left hand side is a disc with the redeeming code for the
The
digital.
and in the middle where the good shit should go is the other disc. I put it in, and it says DVD on the screen. I'm like, why would they put the DVD?
Why put a good disc?
Like I'm gonna buy the Blu-ray to put the DVD in like some kind of asshole.
Yeah.
So that really
Why they
upset
put the
me, so-
Blu-ray? Why did they put the Blu-ray in the choice slot? Is what
Right,
I'm
I was
saying.
really kind of
prime real estate.
It almost ruined the movie.
I want to see this now
There's some
because I really
very
love
uncomfortable
Sicario.
violence in it.
Oh, Green Room uncomfortable?
No. Let's not go crazy.
Well, I mean, I'm inoculated. I'm good now.
And it's called Hell or High Water?
Yeah. Or, as my phone thinks, it's called Hill, like He Will, or High Water.
He Will or High Water.
But,
Let's check that out.
yeah, it's excellent. It's not Green Room, but it's probably, like, it's up there somewhere with Neon Demon and,
2016 is fucking killing it.
For these
movies.
like semi-indie-ish,
Yeah,
like
we're kind of seeing the return of the mid-budget movie,
which is
a
good.
great thing.
Something we've been crying about for years.
we actually have to make it work on this acting and script.
Yeah.
Well, they
As opposed to
were
just
nobody was
kabooms.
giving anybody money for that shit.
Right.
It was you were either making tentpole movies or you were making Tangerine or something.
But I
Those
think
were the
like
two
I
options.
think the rise of I'm not that this movie was part of
Cobra.
that, but like no, the fact that like places like
Not the Stallone movie.
Cobra
really you had to interrupt me for
Well, that's
that joke.
no, it wasn't a joke. That's what I thought he meant. Like since Cobra, the Stallone movie, but he meant Rise
No,
of
Rise of-
Cobra.
no,
You know, he
'cause
means
Rise-
the G.I. Joe thing.
Yeah, because I
Don
said
Verdeen,
Rise
that's the
of
name of the movie.
Cobra.
Don
That-
Verdeen, that's
I
it.
said the Rise of, and then he said Cobra.
When you say Cobra, I think about the Stallone vehicle.
You don't think about when you
What
get
about the
fired from
the
your job
Ford
and you
vehicle,
get health
the
insurance.
Mustang Cobra?
Anyway,
Shelby?
what I was saying is, I think that the reason for a lot of that is you have these companies like Amazon and Netflix
Yeah.
who have money, but they don't have like Disney money. You know what I mean? So they're giving creative people, enough to like make a movie,
Yeah,
but
Let
not
them wet their beak.
Well, yeah, I mean, like Neon Demon looks fucking incredible, but I don't think that had like an amazingly huge
Baffling when
budget.
that guy's colorblind.
I started watching that movie, but I was like,
I doubt
it was
you're.
way
I really
quiet.
don't think you're gonna like it. What? Quiet?
The opening bits of it were way
That movie
quiet.
is deafeningly loud.
Like I don't. You mean it's quiet, meaning
I don't
people aren't talking?
quite understand.
Well, no, hang on. The opening you're talking about, where she goes to the.
I only made it like through the first 10
The
minutes. Like this
agent's
looks way
office.
too hot. This is way too intense for my mindset right now. I'll come back
No,
to
the
you.
movie gets so loud.
Yeah.
Literally, was shaking shit off the shelves of my house.
Yeah,
Oh.
I had to turn the television down.
I just say television like that.
Sorry, but yeah,
Turn
Jesus.
down the television because the
My-
program was too loud.
Turn down the telly. My monocle fell off.
I gotta stop
Yes.
doing that.
Anything else, Sean?
No, but that movie, like, I can't recommend that movie highly enough.
So I watched one thing that I'm not really going to talk about because I've talked about the movie
Great.
to death. I watched
Sex tapes.
Turbo Kid again for like the
Oh, I do love that
8,000th
movie.
time.
That movie that Gogs doesn't like. 'cause
Jesus
he's a
Christ, I love Turbo Kid. I love it so much.
I'm a
jerk.
terrible
I think that was
person.
my favorite movie that year.
I absolutely love
No,
that.
Fury Road came out.
Yeah, Fury Road came out the same year.
Creed.
I love Turbo Kid. I've already mentioned it a million times. There's a movie I wanted to talk about that I have, but I haven't watched it yet. So last week we talked about.
Yes, in the podcast.
Well, no, it's just last week we talked about.
How many Langenkamps for Lawrence LaBeouf as Apple?
Oh, me personally,
Yeah.
3.
Yeah.
I
Bring
mean,
her up.
she's
I gotta remember what she was like. I feel like she was checking.
yeah, 4, maybe a 4. Yeah.
I feel like she-
Am I judging? It's kind of like a Enid
The
Thora
performance.
Birch
Yeah,
thing
you're-
where I'm kind of like tied up into the character.
You can't separate the art from the
So
artist.
Adorable.
She's man, it's crazy. Anyway, what I was trying to say is, last week we talked about John Hillcoat, who directed.
Proposition.
Yeah, the proposition. We were talking about the proposition. He had a movie that came out last year or this year called
The
Triple
Adventures of
Nine.
Bayou Billy.
No,
That game was awesome.
he had a movie. He had a movie that came out this year called Triple
Isn't somebody
Nine.
really good in it?
It's got a ton of people.
By Billy is.
It's got Casey Affleck,
That's
Kate
what I was
Winslet, Norman Reedus.
Ugh, pass.
The guy that played Baron Mordo, I can't say his name.
She would tell only
age
the
of
4.
Aaron Paul. Like
You say his name just
Guy
fine.
from BoJack Horseman.
Anthony.
That's what he's famous for.
Anthony Mackie is.
Falcon.
Anthony Mackie's in it. It's got a huge
And
cast.
from that fucking Michael Bay movie. that
Woody
you guys
Harrelson.
inexplicably love.
Woody
Yeah.
Harrelson is in it. It's a cop drama, and it got mixed reviews, but
Is it called Cop Drama?
it's called Triple Nine. The title of the movie is Triple.
Drama.
But I just thought
Tonight we're gonna see shit.
I was looking up Hillcoat, and it was like movie in 2016. I was like, what? And I ordered it, and it's at the house. I just haven't gotten a chance to watch it
I
yet.
bet it's real uplifting.
But it's got like it's 54 on Rotten Tomatoes. But if we've learned anything from this show,
Yeah, 'cause this movie
Rotten
got, like,
Tomato means
29.
nothing. But yeah, Turbo Kid's fucking incredible. It's still on Netflix. Watch it.
I wonder if they're going to make another
Go.
movie. You saw the music video, right?
They announced they're going to make Turbo
Oh,
Kid
okay,
2.
cool.
but I don't know what it's going to be about. So I don't know. We'll see. The music video is a prequel.
Yeah.
She's cute as hell. Anyway, let's get
Why
in.
don't you like that movie, Dogs? Why are you such a
you're
freak,
an
bro?
idiot.
Well, I'm an asshole.
No,
Why do you love Kung Fu or not Kung Fu
Kung
Hustle?
Kung Fury.
Fury.
Because I'm simple.
it's not like Turbo Kid is not deep. It's the opposite.
Yeah, it's a
of-
real fucking remembrance of things past.
It's a real Howard's End.
Oh, why? Do you think there's a gay porn called Howard's End?
I mean,
Is that too niche of a market?
There has to be. Let's get into
Speaking of
Showdown.
gay porn.
Yeah. Let's get into Showdown in Little Tokyo.
Throwdown in Little Tokyo.
We have to say that Alec wasn't here to watch, but we're still going to ask him his opinion on the movie.
All right, Alec, I've got roughly, I think, 6 pages of notes for you to form your opinion on.
Graph paper.
It is.
He's an engineer. That's what he does.
I draw squares.
He's got graph napkins. He calls them graphicins.
Nice. Graphic and Babada.
Oh.
Yeah, dude, she's an easy 2.5, 3.
Yeah, she might. I'm with Sean. She might break into 4 territory.
Momoa.
But again, it's
the art from the artist.
it's coming into it's like Thor Birch in Ghost World for me is like a million times hotter in that movie than just normal ass Thor
Them
Birch.
cans ain't ghosts.
Well, that's true.
All right.
I got a question about Mary Elizabeth Winstead that way. Hey, it sucks, doesn't it? Getting interrupted constantly.
It does.
How's it feel?
Not good.
Reunited.
This hurts. No wonder nobody went to my birthday party.
Yeah.
No, but
I'm a monster.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead was like, well, do you like her or is it because she played Ramona
Wait,
Flowers?
she asked you that?
No, Anthony did. And I was like, no, she's pretty
I think
hot.
she gets a bump for Ramona Flowers from me somehow.
What did I see her in recently?
She was in 10 Cloverfield Lane.
That's it.
And she's
Yeah,
great
I
in
like
that.
because she's chained to stuff.
Yeah. Checks a lot of
Oh,
boxes.
Alec finally looked up his phone.
Chained? What?
And
We've been
If they're
chained.
struggling,
Is there mascara on it?
God, you want to talk about a movie that needs a different ending.
Chained?
No.
Oh.
10 Cloverfield
Oh,
Lane.
you mean the ending that it had originally before they stitched the rest of that bullshit onto it?
Anyway, go ahead, Gogs.
all right then.
Alright, Dan.
Showdown Little Tokyo.
What was
My
that?
God.
Shiny little Tokyo?
Shiny, happy Little Tokyo. R.I.P. the Crow.
Aw.
Lots of credits.
Yeah, they're...
Oh, can we talk about... Pause. Can we talk about how we tried to watch this on YouTube with the... somebody
Like staring into a sunspot.
Yeah, somebody recorded it, like, either by putting a fucking... Because this is another one of those movies you inexplicably is unavailable to rent on Amazon.
Yeah.
Although we found out you could rent it on YouTube.
Yeah,
True.
and that's what we did.
Yeah, but somebody posted one for Freezos,
We
and...
tried to watch.
It was under an interrogation lamp,
Yeah,
like in
we
a
thought it was,
goddamn
like an effect in the
holding
credits,
cell.
but it was just this bright white light. just
Washed
shining.
out, only washed out the center of the screen, so that was helpful.
It was so fucking weird.
So, anyways, Little Nipple Pistol. Welcome to Chinatown.
Welcome to Chinatown.
Dig that.
Master Tetsuo
Bro,
roll.
it's called Little Tokyo, you
That's
idiot.
the joke.
Oh, I'm stupid.
He's making jokes.
Master Tetsuo
Pushed on
rolling.
my own retard.
Master Tetsuo rolling deep in a Tony Montana whip. That's going to result in a DQ. Dealing out karate justice, and Dolph got mad ups. This is a very overt, subtle threat. One man, one hand, tea drinking slam jam. Double down cop reveal thanks to a bulletproof bamboo table. Waiting for Trump to reinstate the Asian task force. Dolph is an organized crime orphan. So Dolph knows more about Asians than the Asian guy.
Yeah, that dynamic is pretty great.
That was a suicide commitment on a level I've never seen before.
Pause. Reference.
When the guy snaps his own
Oh,
neck.
yeah.
Oh. Car crushing dudes always makes me hungry for crack. This girl giving up the business on the pervert camera in the bathroom. Shang Tsung's got one of the take just one Halloween bowls of meth, over which he bang murders a hooker with a samurai sword.
10 5-knuckle shuffles.
Explain to me why you're whiter than me. Who dresses these dudes? Jackson Pollock?
What?
Topless kabuki sumo with a white lady table. Brandon Lee is down to clown. I want to study the slow, confident karate style of Dolph Lundgren. Oh snap, Shang Tsung murdered DL's fam. The Crow is a bit of a drama llama.
Holy fuck. A drama llama.
The Crow does not like being Batman's Robin. That gate game is off the chain. That beer must give you a hell of a hangover. This is an incredibly aggressive negotiation strategy. Even more tits. Putting in some groundwork just to commit sexual assault.
Is this the most titty we've seen in a
It's a
movie?
lot.
Yeah, a lot
In
of
73
titties.
minutes, it's a ton.
It's a lot of
What's the
titty.
tit per minute ratio?
Hi.
We didn't say
High. That's not a number.
Titty per mini.
TPM.
So 73.
We need a TPM
So
report.
1-to-1 ratio.
It was a lot.
We'll go back through and count. I own the video for another 30 hours.
Cool.
I'm
Two
gonna
and
buy
one.
this fucking movie.
2-in-1 porno snuff film. Tia Carrere about to get up in her own guts.
Ooh.
Stop killing yourself or I'll shoot you. Got cock-yanked through a door, then casually walks through a plate glass window, only to flip a car over for cover. Yeah, a pinky is the equivalent to my Tony Stark mansion. I know you're suicidal as fuck, so here's a loaded shotgun. I'm ghosting. Fat Jaws and a bunch of diaper dandies throwing down with them boys. Who knew a high-pressure water hose would play so prominently in this fight? They told me these tattoos were bulletproof. Finally, a safe, secure paper building. My baller-ass cop pagoda. Enjoying an armed cedar soak with some trim. Time to plow to elevator music for exactly 4 seconds. Direct quote coming. You have the biggest dick I have ever seen on a man.
that quote is contextually important.
Yeah.
Oh no, my baller-ass cop pagoda. Electrical acupuncture is just beefing these boys up. It's a tenuous grasp on how electricity works. Ah, they fell for the old get in your own car, then get forklifted into a car crusher trick.
It's the oldest trick in the book, man.
Brandon Lee has the balls to accuse Dolph of having a fixation. Time for a dead man karate montage. Dolph is dressed up like a chef at Benihana. Oh no, my baller ass brewery gate. Crime meeting adjourned. The Crow has really turned a corner on extrajudicial murder. Showdown in Little Tokyo, where the cops dress like Kamikaze and the bad guys dress like Tim Burton's Joker. You have been sentenced to being blown the fuck up in a vat of meth.
Is Brandon Lee playing Filipino President Duarte in this
Might
movie?
be. Just killing drug dealers.
The line is, you have the right to be dead.
That shirt was fucking up my vengeance game. This is just like the director's cut of Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Key reference.
Because they're fighting in that parade.
Oh. You can't say, oh, you wrote it. You know what it meant.
Neat, real fake swords. I don't remember this stage in Samurai Showdown.
We also would have accepted Bushido Blade.
Are the rest of the police on strike? Brandon Lee was not cool with shooting this dude, but dartboarding him to an exploding pinwheel is okay. 73 minutes later, we are done.
Oh, it's a very quick synopsis for a very quick movie. Oh, good job, guys.
Can we talk about how this might be the best movie anybody ever made?
This movie,
In the history of cinema.
So, a little background for me on this movie. This is a movie that I rented from the video store probably like 800 times. Like, it's one of those things where, like, why didn't I just buy it? Because
Was this one of those... who was this talking about? You guys had a fucking appliance repair shop that rented movies or something?
Like Errol's. No, we had this place... There was this place that, it was across the street from the 7-Eleven. It's on Woodbine Road. Well, it's not there anymore. But it was like half a convenience store, half...
Little George's.
No, I'm talking...
A different place that rented movies.
Do you
like
know...
a quick stop.
do you know-
It was a liquor store and it was a video store.
You know where the post office is on Woodbine Road?
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. And yeah, Gogs is right. It was like a convenience store / video store. And they only had like a handful of movies, but like they still had enough.
What they had was pure gold.
Well, they had a lot of like kung fu movies, and like I got a lot of canon movies that way.
Speaking of, remember a while ago we were trying to figure out, like a while being a couple years ago, why porno VHS were in such big boxes?
Yeah, why?
So apparently VHS
The loads?
before the home sale market. They wanted to take up more space on the shelf so you would rent it, so they put regular ass VHSs in those big boxes.
Oh.
Porno just never changed.
I see.
Never changed porno.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Porno's also the reason Betamax lost.
Yep, and HD DVD.
HD DVD.
But yeah, I rented this movie a ton, and this is one of the things I loved it as a kid. I love it even more now. It's like even more ridiculous.
That was a lot of titty when you were a kid.
Oh well, that's probably one of the biggest reasons why I rented it. I mean, but
Just fucking mashing your twig.
Oh, absolutely. But like you remember back in the 80s movies, early 90s movies, anything that's R-rated had tons of tits in it.
Right.
Like, tunes, tons of tits. Like,
it's like that Gangstar album, tons of tits.
Every R-rated horror movie had titty in it, and so anyway,
Will there be titty?
I love this movie.
This is we touched on it briefly when we were watching the movie. This is a very, even though it's made in 91, an 80s in tone movie where there's a lot of jokes and also machine gun murders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a real Lethal Weapon,
Beverly Hills Cop,
Tango and Cash.
And it also, speaking of its kind of 80s aesthetic in the 90s.
I think all those movies were 90s movies.
What?
Lethal Weapon, Tango and Cash.
No, Lethal Weapon was definitely in the 80s.
The first Lethal Weapon.
It was like in 88.
But it had that fun, sort of, I don't even know how to describe it, kind of, like
it's serious because Shang Tsung legit sword murders Dolph Lundgren's parents several times in flashback. Like, it's not meant as a joke.
No.
And he decapitates a prostitute?
Yeah.
While he's inside of her?
No.
Over a big
Well,
ball
he
of
cuts
meth?
all her clothes off with a sword.
Yeah.
A smaller sword.
It's very
He
erotic.
cuts her hand off with a bigger sword.
Yeah.
And he videotapes the whole thing to later intimidate Tia Carrere with.
Well,
He's cutting everything off with the appropriate size swords.
Yeah.
But it has that fun 80s thing where it's like we have some sort of understanding of what Japanese culture is, but like only the most base understanding.
Right.
It's just wonderful.
Well, Dolph knows a lot. He built himself a
Well, you
baller ass
gotta
But I mean, like, as a movie.
You gotta remember in the 80s, we didn't have the internet. We just had, like, regular-ass encyclopedias. So there's only
Carrier
a couple
pigeons.
pages
Yeah.
for everything. Carrier
If
pigeons!
they didn't send a raven, how would we ever know?
But, man, what else? There's so much great stuff.
Gogs also touched on this earlier. I had to ask what he was talking about. There's a scene where a guy that they're interrogating grabs his own head and breaks his own
Well,
neck.
they're on the other side of the mirror, and they're, like, chatting it up, and you watch this guy kind of, like, square up into, like, a seated, like, squat stance, and then put his hands, like, across his face and the top of his head, and then Dolph knows what's up, and Brandon Lee's just clueless because he doesn't get Asian culture, and runs in, and then just snack-a-boo.
Well, and the fun
And
button...
Dolph Lundgren's completely imperturbable police chief.
I was
just
about to
walks in,
say,
he's
yeah.
like, well, that was weird. Or whatever.
No, his line is like, he's like, what happened to him? And Dolph Lundgren's like, oh, he killed himself, Chief. He broke his own neck. And the Chief goes, you guys always interrogate the nicest people.
What a weird line.
No-sold the suicide.
there's like, this is the movie of 1,000 weird lines. Like, they're great.
Yeah.
A whole quadrant of town blew up in the third act, and no other police showed up.
So it opens with a kind of protection racket shakedown.
Yeah.
Where Dolph
A la
Lundgren
Luke Cage.
immediately does like 10 times the amount of damage in defending the place that it would have cost in the protection racket.
But he kicks a pile of ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this movie turns into Terms of Enrampagement in about 5 minutes.
And I think what makes it even better is Dolph Lundgren is at his most yoked. Like,
Yeah.
he looks like a Superman.
Yeah, he's the Ubermensch.
And it's hilarious
He
because
has the biggest penis you've ever seen on a man.
We'll get to that. It's just him beating up men that are literally like up to his shin, and it just kills
Dolph
them.
Lundgren going with the Frank Dukes
Yeah,
tank top
tucked into a pair of slacks.
Oh, well, you forgot about his baller-ass leather jacket with the rising
Oh my
sun on
God,
the
yes.
vest, and his laissez-faire attitude of hanging his police badge kind of off the side of the front of his...
Like, he can't even be asked to straighten out his badge. He's like,
Yeah.
I only... It's like his his 13 pieces of flair or whatever. It's like I have to have the badge on here.
Can we talk about how good Brandon Lee is in this movie?
So good.
It makes his death even more tragic.
The guy was a super talent. So in this,
his kicking game was on point.
Yeah.
I think Sean brought up he did a legit flash
Yeah,
kick.
a shoot flash kick in this movie.
he was really good, and so this movie, I guess, kind of subverts what you expect because, you know, Brandon Lee's the guy that is, he's half Asian. He's part of the Asian task force, which I think is funny.
Yeah.
But he is the Valley kid, basically. He describes himself as like, well, my dad was white, and like, I know nothing.
He is the Chris Tucker to Dolph Lundgren's Jackie Chan.
Exactly, yeah, and it's like, yeah, because Dolph...
Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth?
In the movie, Dolph Lundgren was raised in Japan.
Yeah.
And
by his murdered parents.
who were murdered.
Oh.
My murdered parents.
And he knows...
His boss, Yoshida, kills his parents in the most, like, bizarre way. He's, like, not even really slicing them. He's just, like, whacking them with his sword to, like, bleed
How
to death.
did maybe
It's
Dolph
some-
Lundgren
it's
get
some-
out of that scenario?
He
cut the guy.
He parried...
Yeah, but the guy seemed to, like, shake that off like he'd be...
I think he ran away. I don't know. I mean, you're going to question that?
Maybe he was naked, he saw that hog.
Yeah.
Saw that coming.
A very young Tia Carrera is in this movie, and she looks
And
fantastic.
she may or may not have taken her gear off?
I think we're going to stick
Great
with...
gear debate.
We're going to stick with her taking her gear off. I think she did.
So, Brandon Lee's disgusted by everything Asian.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not eating any raw fish. And they walk in and they've got a sushi model. And then he says something and they leave and he's like, yeah, and then we're going to eat fish off of naked chicks.
No, he sees Tia Carrera and goes, I could get immersed in that culture.
Yeah. Brandon Lee is like the horniest bro in this movie.
He hates Asian people.
It's fucking hilarious. Again, like I said...
And he's dressed like Sid 6.7 or whatever.
Someone said he dressed like he's from Cool World.
That was me.
That was Sean. And I mentioned it briefly on the Gog Synopsis. One of my favorite lines, Brandon Lee, is he's beating up this guy at the end in the big end battle. And the whole time he's fighting him, he's trying to read him his Miranda rights. And finally, he's about to kill the guy. He kicks him in this vat of drugs. Question mark.
Or beer?
Yeah.
Question mark.
Oh, we have to talk about their plan.
Yeah, he kicks him in this vat of what we assume was explosive drugs still. I don't know. And then he lights his lighter. It's a Zippo, of course. And he looks at me and he goes, and finally, you have the right to die.
I don't think Brandon Lee ever smokes in the film, so he just has a Zippo apropos of nothing.
Yeah, fair enough.
You have the right to die is the it's the second funniest
He's
thing.
making a big assumption that whatever he's in is going to explode. Because if it just dropped in there and just went out...
Well, like you said, if he's making meth, I guess he probably has a pretty good handle on it that he's going to explode. You mentioned this bowl of meth that Boss Yoshida has on his desk. He has a bowl of, like, Lucy meth. Like,
Yeah.
it's just like
Would you like a
Lucy.
Stoney's?
Yeah, like...
No, he does. He really does. It's like
it's a shit, you know,
He's
it's like
got a bowl of
it's like a
M&Ms, but
pasta
it's
bowl,
crystal meth.
like this big. It's just sitting there, and he grabs a handful of rock and he puts it in a crack pipe.
Is it just for her, or is it for visitors?
He might just flick it as associates.
Boss Yoshida has a tenuous grasp on what people use meth for.
Oh yeah.
But wait, technically, was that his meth? Because didn't he just take over this whole operation?
No, I feel like that's his...
I think he's like a big
Well, he
boss.
knows her name, so he's
Yeah.
been there for a couple days at least.
So he got this meth. He didn't find the meth. He made sure this meth was here.
He also is under the assumption
bit of a
that
sex
people
pervert?
in America smoke crystal meth and watch football.
Yeah, they'll
It's like a
get their
social
crystal
event.
meth and watch their food.
And that's why it's important that we launch the campaign on the Blue Moon Festival that all Americans celebrate
So
for Japanese
the plan
Heritage
is,
Month.
since they own this brewery, is to just dump crystal meth into bottles of beer.
And then ship those bottles of beer around?
Yes.
So it literally would turn into that episode of The Simpsons where Homer brewed the hippies like juice thing and put all the weed or whatever.
Yeah.
Let's hallucinate got me by the brain banana.
But it appears that they're not producing beer at all. They're strictly producing meth.
No,
in these
there's some
bottles.
beer in there.
Okay. And then they have Goggs' favorite trope in every movie we watch, the crime meeting,
Yeah.
where it's like the Warriors level disparate gangs show up.
Well, yeah, because you got the like white trash
The bikers.
biker gangs.
You got the bikers, you got the vatos, and you got the
black guys.
black fellas.
So,
And then arms are getting cut off as negotiation tactics.
Yeah, the guy goes, "We ain't paying that price, slopehead," which is an insult I'd never heard before.
So Boss Yoshida gets his...
I never heard the head added
Yeah,
to it.
the head...
Oh, you're not from Boston.
Yeah, oh, is that a thing? Did Mark Wahlberg write this movie?
Yeah, Marky Mark.
Oh, I just want to punch those guys until his eye falls out.
And Boss Yoshida gets his
I did that for real, by the way.
I
Yeah.
almost killed that guy. So the guy's leaning on a rack, and Boss Yoshida, having enough of his guff, takes out a sword and cuts his arm off with his shoulder. Is this same Boss Yoshida when,
he's a real O-Ren Ishii.
after his house gets shot up by Dolph Lundgren?
Yeah.
Who scales the side of the house?
One of my favorite parts of the movie.
And murders, like, 11 dudes.
Well, yeah, and this comes after a scene where Brandon Lee's like, "We're cops. You can't just go around killing people." And immediately the following scene is him
What is
murdering.
their body count in the...
Oh god,
High.
it's got to be in the 50s.
Right.
North of 50.
I mean, the end of the movie, he's just got a fucking machine gun. He's just killing people.
He kills a ton of people in the bathhouse. He kills people in the fucking regular-ass building.
Yeah.
He kills a bunch of people in his baller-ass cop pagoda. Like, he goes through a whole throwing weapon montage in the baller-ass cop
When
pagoda.
he goes into Boss Yoshida's house and they're firing, he picks up a car and uses it to block the bullets.
And then the car explodes.
It's amazing.
Shit, what were we saying about... Oh, so the traditional Yakuza apology of cutting off a pinky.
Yeah.
So you watch this guy cut off his pinky, and the Boss Yoshida goes, "Is that it?" And then takes out a sword and stabs him in the chest.
And did we mention that Boss Yoshida is Shang Tsung from Mortal Kombat?
I think we might have touched on it briefly.
Yeah.
And then they go to, like, an Eastern Promises
That guy's great.
bathhouse fight scene.
With a high-pressure water hose.
For some reason, there's a fire hose in the
And
bathhouse.
an inexplicably deep
Take clean up
tub.
the jizz.
Yeah.
Where Dolph
More
Lundgren
titty, though.
stabs... Where they rented a waterproof camera in 1990, which who knows how much that cost.
Right.
Just so they could have a scene where Dolph Lundgren stabs a fat guy underwater with a sword. Which I appreciated.
But then, and then he, like, drowns him, basically.
Yeah.
Well, then the guy
Well,
pulls the sword out of himself and keeps fighting
yeah,
with
and
Dolph
then they're
Lundgren
both underwater, and
for like 10 minutes.
Lundgren takes the hose while they're underwater and shoves it in the guy's mouth to drown him via hose while he's already underwater.
Yeah.
Redundant.
Right.
Oh, this movie's great. And yeah, like Gog said, if there's ever any opportunity to show titty in this movie, there's titty. Because there's titty in that bathhouse.
So later, Dolph Lundgren has absconded with Tia Carrere, who's about to get fucking jump cut power raped by Boss Yoshida in, like, one of the weirdest cuts I've ever seen.
It goes from him, like, bringing her flowers and talking all pretty
backstage at the club.
Yeah.
backstage at the club, and then immediately cuts to, "Oh, here's his house now," and then, boom, different outfits,
Yeah.
and she already looks kind of disheveled, and then we're kind of, like,
Yeah, it's...
in media rape.
We must... Oh, God. Yeah, they must have had some weird...
Also, Boss Yoshida has saved the security video of him fuck-capitating that girl to serve as a warning to the other girls that he rapes.
Fuck
Capitating.
So Dolph Lundgren re-kidnaps her, like, good
Oh,
kidnaps
well,
her.
time out. You forgot so Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren are scoping out Yoshida's house when Brandon Lee's like, "Hey, there's the girl from the nightclub. She's arranging stuff." And then and Dolph Lundgren's like, "Let me see that." And
Someone left a big old knife out there, Dolph!
That's it, yeah. That's it, thank you, Gogs. And he's like, "No, she's about to perform the act of seppuku." And that's...
Well, Dolph Lundgren speaks fluent Japanese, BT dubs.
Yeah. And I'm pretty sure he does in real life,
I'm
too.
sure he
Yeah.
does. Like I said, he probably learned it on the set.
But,
He's a well-hung man, genius.
It's kind of funny to me that, like, I understand that Tia Carrere is Japanese. I don't know if every...
I don't
like,
think she is.
in the
movie?
narrative...
Oh, in the purpose of the narrative,
Yeah.
she is.
No,
Okay.
in real life, I think she's, like, Hawaiian. But,
Yeah.
But do you think every Japanese person is, like, well-versed in how to commit seppuku? Like, it just...
Yeah, they
Well, we don't
teach it
know her
like
background.
they teach it in like kindergarten.
Is that
over
right? Yeah. Anyway.
They call it kindergarten.
there. A kindergarten.
But,
A young child filled with regret.
anyway.
Anything to get that line in.
It's my Ken Watanabe. It's all I got.
He
It's all
re-kidnaps
he's
her,
got, too.
takes her and Brandon Lee to his Gog's trademarked baller-ass cop pagoda that he has built from scratch
Where? Somewhere
in
else.
the middle of Santa Monica.
Yeah, I think he's a Malibu cop.
And
Yeah.
then he gets in his fucking the good, the bad, and the ugly bucket bathtub that he has outside.
It's got a silly ass cedar hot tub.
Tia Carrere sneaks up on him and he almost kills her, which is a runner in the movie.
Yeah.
And then they go back inside. Well, she tells him not to look. She gets fully undressed, like, outside in front of everybody, gets in the tub. They go back to their futons. She comes in the room. I might be getting the order a little bit.
No, you're right.
You're right.
Then she says, "Oh, I got scared," and he's like, "Oh, do you hug the covers or whatever?"
Yeah.
The aforementioned 4-second boning comes out, which Brandon Lee sees and hears everything.
He has to. He's right there.
It's like that Patrick Stewart in Extras. It's like, it's too late. I've already seen everything. So right before Boss Yoshida's people storm Dolph Lundgren's compound, Brandon Lee's like parting words to him is, "I just got to
Before we die,
something before we die. You've got the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man." And Dolph Lundgren says,
this is actually in I don't know what to say.
And it's like very serious. He's like, "I don't know what to say. Thanks."
Yeah.
And then the guys start bursting in. Dolph Lundgren has prepped himself with all his Shinobi option throwing weapons.
Well,
so Dolph Lundgren starts mashing up and C.
We need to point out too that during this entire sequence, Dolph Lundgren is wearing nothing but underpants.
Yeah,
and then combat boots. I think later.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
And he's just whipping every kind of throwable blade you could think of, like through his paper window and hitting guys, and they're going through a paper wall. I mean, he stabs 4 guys?
Yeah, probably.
And
you have the biggest penis I've ever seen on a man.
no, he says dick.
Yeah, he doesn't say penis. Well, Brandon Lee never says penis in this movie.
I mean, is it? Tia Carrere kind of sells the fact that she just got sexually assaulted, right? She's like immediately down to clown.
I thought they were talking about his dick earlier because he's like, yeah, in the hot tub, I'd have been scared too. Like, I was like, I think they must be talking about his huge hog, like, turning around. But
I thought that too.
Yeah.
Just because it's a big old beef weasel.
Sepulchre her put.
Oh, yeah.
And they totally no-sell the fact that she just got raped. Like, it's barely even touched upon.
She's like, I'm fine.
Yeah, she shook it right off. Like Taylor Swift. But not because of her song.
That's Dolph Lundgren's fucking... He puts on his, like, traditional Shogun garb.
I'll tell you, just like, he looks like, he's gonna do some teppanyaki for us all. And make that onion volcano.
It's ridiculous.
Why can't I ever get fried rice at home that tastes like fried rice there?
Because it's all effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could.
So that leads us to the giant...
Have you dressed up in the traditional garb yet?
The giant gunfight in the crack house / brewery.
Yoshida.
In his tactical samurai pajamas.
Yeah, he's like... His gi vest was apparently weighing him down, so he flings that off. He's chasing Boss Yoshida down the street in the middle of a parade, firing at him with an M16, trying to shoot him in the back. And then when he runs out of bullets, he goes to Yoshida, "Hey, what, you're not going to fight me like a man? Go ahead and use a gun."
He already honor checks him.
It's like, you just tried to shoot me with a machine gun in the back while I was running away.
Literally in my back.
And then they had a very slicey sword fight.
Yeah. The swords, by the way, they just grabbed off 2 random people in the parade.
Shoot swords,
Just 2 parade samurai.
Where it ends up where Dolph Lundgren does stab him through the chest and throws him via stab through this wheel. It sticks to... I don't know how hard, like how much force Dolph Lundgren has to generate.
Did you see
to
that
throw
chest,
a
bro?
200-pound man.
And
then pin him to a board, which then immediately catches fire and starts pinwheel sparkling.
Look at the delts.
Those
Look
delts,
at
the traps. I mean, he was just the apex man in this movie. I mean, good lord.
The Randy Orton of this film.
I mean, he's like smashing the beef weasel scale.
Yes. Yeah,
he's almost his own predator.
Yeah, he's amazing in this movie. Tia Carrere at the end's running around in a tank top the whole time. I like that.
All loosey-goose.
Very fun.
This is a very tank top heavy movie.
Yeah, the tank top budget was ridiculous. Like, fuck sleeves.
Yeah. Dolph Lundgren's tank top
Sun's out, guns out.
Doesn't even look like a thing because he's so big. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Anything else?
Be dental floss.
Anything else we want to talk about?
No.
I think we kind of covered the entire movie.
It's only 70. I think we talked longer than the movie is.
Yeah, it's so great.
But we're getting there.
There is literally 0 exposition in this movie. Like,
someone made a joke about that. Like, God, we should stop with all the talking.
Again, this is a schlog-free movie.
Yeah, this is no...
all kabooms.
This is just all a schlog.
All thriller, no filler.
We could get a faster-paced movie than I Come in Peace, which seems totally impossible.
Yep.
Next week's gonna be like Minute Mysteries.
Right.
I did it. Here's the knife. Lock me up and take me away.
All right,
So there we go.
let's get into Five Knuckle Shuffle.
I want Alec to go first.
Alec, what'd you think of the movie?
10.
Nice.
10.
What, based on the Gogsnopsis, does it sound like something you'd want to watch?
Absolutely. If you use the term baller-ass police pagoda like 3 times in 4 lines,
Is that a
I'm
writer
into
he
it.
has in his contract, or he has to have the most like inexplicably awesome house?
Yeah, just like the salaries they pay these men.
Right?
maybe that's like the place he makes them rent for him.
Yeah.
Like where he's staying while filming.
That would make sense.
They destroy it.
Yeah, and then they totally destroy it. No, this gets a 10 from based on Gog's Gogsnopsis.
10 with an asterisk.
The front.
You should go out of your way to watch that movie.
Alec got it.
Roidhead.
Gogs,
I'm giving it a 9.
9.
It's a good film. This is fun. But it's even. It makes Brandon Lee's death even more tragic, if that could be possible. He's excellent in it. Dolph's excellent in it. Bosch Sheet is excellent in it. It moves at an excellent clip. And what do we just? The guy who directed this. What else did he direct? Like Commando. I love Commando.
Oh, that movie's fucking fantastic.
No, this movie is well worth it. If it's, I'll be looking for this, and I Come in Peace on Blu-ray because
If you get I Come in Peace on Blu-ray for $9.
Sean already has it. You should already have it, dick.
nice. Well, there you go. Dolphcember is really shining.
with a bang.
September all.
Yeah, September all was good, but this is baller for reals.
Yes. Chon.
10.
No!
10. I don't even know if we have an appropriate scale for a movie like that. I mean, because you can't rate it like a normal movie. This can't be on the same measuring scale as like The Fountain. That doesn't make any sense.
Based on the first 2 movies of the month, should Dolph get his own? Should he be the namesake for the
No,
80s, 90s action
He doesn't
movie
have a
rating
theme
system?
song.
He should have a theme. I bet he's he's probably a musician.
Just get the Russian national anthem from Rocky 4.
He's
Really
definitely.
say what? It's the shoot rush
Can we-
national anthem.
Can we say
No,
make a new one
the
for
one they
Rocky.
played in the movie.
the one from Hunt for October? So based on the first 2 weeks of Dolphcember,
Yeah.
he is. If he wasn't already there, he has cemented himself on.
Don't forget he's in Skin Trade too.
What I'm saying, he's
Skin
cemented
Trade,
himself in
Universal Soldier.
in the movie, the podcast.
Oh, he's
He's
Mount
the
Rushmore.
patron saint of
He's the George Washington
like,
position, right?
We've got a Dolph Lundgren memorial. Where it's him just sitting on a chair.
yeah,
Nice.
he's amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What, fuck Lincoln. Who do you ever beat?
Yeah, nobody.
Jefferson
Not
Davis.
John Wilkes Booth.
Not that bullet.
But no, I mean,
Other than that, how was the play?
obviously this isn't like high art, but it's you're not gonna find a more.
But you get
enjoyable
high and
movie.
really enjoy this art.
We legit squealed at some of the parts of this movie.
The big dick line was a
We
cackle
had to
fest.
stop the movie. We couldn't stop
We
laughing.
had to run it back.
That's the funniest line I've ever seen in a movie. Like, forget.
He's so serious when he says it. Like
it's genuine.
Like it was.
Like those are gonna be. Those
transformative.
could be his last words.
Right.
His last words could be, "You've got the biggest dick I've ever seen on a man."
On a man.
Not including women.
Oh, I assume you meant other species.
Oh. Or like a toaster.
Oh wow! So you're thinking that it's bigger than dicks he's seen on like horses and
like
stuff.
no. The horses are bigger, so this
Yeah.
isn't the biggest dick he's ever seen.
Proportionally.
But this is the biggest dick he's ever seen on a man.
I mean, the one-liners are so like insane.
Yeah, they really are.
Brandon Lee is really flexing his comedy
I
chops.
mean, they're killing it. They're like, there's no regard for any fucking police procedure whatsoever.
Well, there is just for like a minute, like just for like.
And it's like this all happened
one
over one
scene.
day. This is like a week-long rampage through California these guys are committing in the name of the LAPD / Santa Monica Sheriff Office /
And we don't even get
Asian
the
Task Force.
we don't even get the angry police captain chewing him out. Like there should have been in the middle of the movie. Should be like, I can't deal with this no more with you, Dolph Lundgren.
He bought that a guy broke his own neck in an interrogation. He's like, whatever.
Sweep it up.
Put him on the
Put him on the
Because you know how common that is. That some weird fucking Yakuza psychopath is able to muscle up and break his own neck.
Oh God, that was so
That's the most common way people kill themselves, right? By fucking going into some sort of...
asks 0 questions.
Needs more.
No one has any questions because they get killed in 5 seconds.
It's amazing.
Like, how many of these interrogations that he walked into is like, yeah, he
Well, we didn't see the other 6 interrogation rooms. He just came through. People were just hanging from the ceiling.
he cut his own head off. I don't know.
He looks like he shot himself somehow with my gun.
He just smashed his face into the table over and over into a jelly.
But 10, yeah, I mean, like I said, our scale's not really appropriate for this month or this movie. But no, this is...
Like on XY axis, this is going Z.
This is what you want.
Yep.
So.
Yep.
It's exactly what you want.
That leaves me. And I'm going to be like Ty Dillinger and give it a 10.
Damn!
10. Thank you, NXT fans
A
out there.
9.75.
Dude, this movie is fucking incredible.
I think this is officially the highest rated movie on the podcast.
Well, no, technically Manatee Cheese a perfect 10.
It's a perfect 10 too. Okay.
Fucking... What more can you ask for in a movie? This movie moves. You can get shit... You can have this movie on and get shit done.
Yeah.
There's tons
You
of...
can't even say you can cut something out of this movie because then it's not even a feature film.
It's basically a commercial.
Literally nothing out of this movie.
It's so fucking good.
It's stripped to the
It's
bone.
so absurd. There's a goddamn woman that gets decapitated in the first 5 minutes.
Over a bowl of meth!
While she's getting pounded for like the entire Yakuza.
And that
the
scene...
poison fist of the Pacific Rim.
Before he cuts her head off, that scene is erotic.
Yeah.
It's very Silk Stockings, because it's like, it's a slow pan up her body as he cuts the clothes off. Oh, yeah. I definitely pulled it. I definitely tugged it off to this as a kid.
Yeah.
Just imagine that. Soft, smooth TJ.
Just imagine having to sit.
Stop.
Still soft. Just imagine
Just rougher.
Imagine like the dedication of your craft to sit through getting all those fake tattoos just for a scene where you can break your own neck 5 minutes into the movie.
Wow. Truth.
This movie is fucking great, man. I love this
Who
movie.
dressed the Yakuza though? Because seriously, every scene they're like in like complete like
There's a
paintballer ass, like cross colors, FUBU,
Sean
crazy
pointed
nonsense.
it out. There's one of the Yakuza enforcers is legit dressed like Jack Nicholson from '89 Batman.
From the art museum scene.
He's got the orange shirt. The purple suit. It is literally the Jack Nicholson Batman.
Like Prince would tell these guys to tone it.
Yeah.
It's like they were dressed by the firm of Michael Irvin and gay Puerto Rican
What was
warlocks.
the joke that I made? The first guy they bring into the fucking interrogation room, it looks like he invented vaporwave with the way his fucking clothes look. Like, it's incredible.
This is like an absurdist movie, right? Like,
Yeah. Oh, it's so fucking
Fantastic.
good.
And you can never...
I don't think
it's lightning in a bottle. You could never make this
I
movie
don't think
again.
because this type of movie was so ubiquitous at the time, like
Yeah.
maybe you couldn't appreciate it. But now with the shit we watch,
Right.
No,
you don't get a movie with this kind of tone. Like you can't make this movie now.
This is probably just white noise back in like the early 90s. This is like,
well, yeah, because like whatever, Bloodsport and Kickboxer and Lethal Weapon.
you don't get this
And
no
it's
more.
it's so hilariously masculine.
Yeah.
Like Dolph Lundgren.
Like to the point of being like
Questionably
very
masculine.
on the nose gay.
Oh, without a doubt. Well, I mean, it's not even... You don't even have to go far. But Brandon Lee and Dolph Lundgren should be lovers in this
Right.
movie. Like, it's not
In
even...
2016 they are.
It's not even a question. But
it ain't even a question.
it's so funny. Brandon Lee's lines, like, when he leaves the sushi place and he's like, then we're gonna go back and I'm gonna eat off naked chicks. Like,
I'm gonna eat
it's...
fish off of naked shit.
It's like all that shit is just like everything is just so great and like yeah, bro, tits, boobs.
Yeah, I could put my penis up in that puss.
And bro down in Little Tokyo.
It's
bro.
hilarious and I love it. And the fucking
don't you know nothing about Asian culture? Your form's terrible.
oh god,
Should have started learning karate before you were 4,
There's
like when you were 3 or possibly 2.
there's karate. There's
Put on one of my jackets.
karate. There's like explosions everywhere and gunplay. It's
so much the town blows up.
It's awesome. This movie is just fucking... I totally agree with Sean. We're not prepared for this movie. I'm so glad that I still...
It's not the movie we deserve, but it's the movie we need.
This movie, it's going to be hard to top.
Yeah.
This is like high art for me. This is amazing.
So there you go.
It's like Terrence
Dolph
Malick's.
Lundgren was in another, like, close to... wasn't Universal Soldier Regeneration like a 10 or close to it?
I mean,
up
last
there,
week
yeah.
we gave 9.
He's one of the best. I bet if we wrote him, we could actually get him to phone in.
Remember Shotgun Rampage and Skin Trade after
It was awesome.
he gets killed, he shoots up that restaurant and then explodes it?
Yeah, that shit was awesome. He's fantastic. Why isn't he in like more mainstream stuff? He's great.
He's wonderful.
He's really good.
He's everything you want.
Everything I wish I was.
Yeah.
So we still haven't determined what we're going to watch
Punisher.
next week. Oh, we're
Punisher.
watching The Punisher. Yeah, that's going to be interesting. That's going to be
I
an
bet you
interesting...
that's going to be better than people think it is, too.
It's going to be... I think it's going to be better than I think it is.
Yeah.
You know, it's something I'm interested to rewatch because I haven't watched it since...
I don't think I've never seen the Dolph Lundgren
I've seen
Punisher.
it on, like,
Really?
WNUV, but who knows, like, how cut up that was.
I remember the hands in it. I don't even... they might not call them the hand, though. But they're clearly... That's what they're supposed to
Yeah.
be.
Was it an R-rated?
Yes.
Nice.
I remember he doesn't have the skull, which I hated as a kid. I was like so pissed off. Like, just give him a fucking t-shirt with the skull on it. I'll be happy. But, alright, next week, The Punisher. So, get your asses prepared for that.
Brace yourself.
Hold on to your butts.
Or dicks or whatever, man.
And eat sushi off naked chicks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Make sure on your deathbed you tell somebody that the dick is the biggest dick you've ever seen.
Well, only if you mean it.
Write that in a will. Yeah, good night,
I'm
folks.
going to tell that to Alec.
Classic.
What makes a man? Is it the power in his hands? Is it his quest for glory? Give it all you got to fight to the top, so we can know your story. Now you're a man, a man, man, man. Now you're a man, a mounty, mounty, mount, a man, man, man. You are now a man, you're a man. Now you're a man. Live it, live it. What makes a man? Is it the woman in his arms? Just 'cause she has big titties? Or is it the way he fights every